Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. 450 Bushmaster. I'm gonna take you through getting it dialed in and then stretching it out to hunting distances. We're gonna look at some charts. I'm gonna chronograph real quick. I'm gonna make this a short video to hopefully, if you don't know already, show you how to take your 450 Bushmaster and be very accurate at different distances. We're gonna talk about holdovers. We're gonna talk about dials on your scope, so on and so forth. I'm going to record it through a scope camera. It should be a whole lot of fun. First, let me show you my setup really quick, then we'll get to flinging them. I'll start out there on the front. That is a Banish 46 V2 can. I just recently got that one. Awesome at suppressing everything from caliber 46 and under. Since it's a 46, 450 Bushmaster, 45 is smaller than 46, we can send 450 Bushmaster through the 46 can. And this is a Ruger American 16 and some change barrel. On top I have a Leupold VX Freedom that's specifically made for 450 Bushmaster. The ammo that I've got is some Remington AccuTip Premier, and they are 260 grainers. The box says 2180 feet per second. I'm gonna do that first thing here and check out the speed out of this on the chronograph, so we have some super accurate data to start off with. Then we're going to go right into it, getting it dialed in at 100 yards first. One interesting thing, this scope is specifically made for 450 Bushmaster, so once I verify that it's perfect, I'm going to zero this turret, and then this says that it's rated for a 250 grainer at 2200 feet per second. These are really close. I think for the purposes of hunting distances, this scope dial may work, but we're going to give you all the information regardless of whether you have this scope or not. But let's send one over the chronograph first, then we'll get to having some fun and stretching this 450 Bushmaster out. I've taken deer with 450 Bushmaster. Every single one I hit with it dropped them. Maybe this season we'll take this rig out hunting again. But let's get the speeds off the chronograph with this Remington stuff real quick. All right, so I just sent one over the chronograph and it read right at exactly 2,000 feet per second. That's about what I expected out of that. 260 grainer, 16-inch barrel. Let's look at the numbers real quick. Just to make certain, I sent another one and got 2018, so I'll use the average of those two for our velocity. All right, so using that average speed of 2,009 feet per second, I just crunched some numbers and I'll pop this up on the screen real quick. But having it sighted in dead on at 100, this thing drops energy and drops literally a lot quicker than I had assumed in my mind. So if you go by that, oh, you got to have 1,000 foot-pounds of energy to take a deer. Well, 450 Bushmaster, which this is a pretty standard loading as far as weight and speed goes, it has that threshold at around 150 yards. So these, out of this, is right at 1,000 foot-pounds of energy at just 150 yards. I would not have expected that. So based off of that, 200 yards and in is really all most people would be doing with a 450 Bushmaster, which that's probably true. I don't think you're going to take your 450 Bushmaster 300 or 400 yards. If you've done that before, comment down below. Maybe you just have a laser accurate 450 Bushmaster load and a, you know, hot one that you load yourself or something. But just looking at the numbers, most people 200 yards and in is going to be the limit of 450 Bushmaster. That being said, we're going to take it further than that just for fun. But then you can see the drops there. 4 inches at 150 yards, almost 13-inch drop at 200 yards. At 300 yards, it's dropping over 4 feet, 49 inches and some change. So that's dropping pretty fast. But last time I had this out was quite some time ago. And I think I may have messed with the turrets for deer season, hunting in close in the woods. So we're gonna verify it on paper, get it perfect at 100. Then we're gonna test these numbers out going further and also test the dials on this scope. But let's make sure we're on at 100 first, see what happens. All right, so 100 yards. I just verified all the targets on this range. If you missed the video, got this new super budget friendly rangefinder. It's from the brand right here, WHOTEEWHO. They've got a bunch of budget-friendly stuff that I'm working on testing out, but their rangefinder, super budget-friendly. We got a code that'll get you big discounts on it too. You'll be super surprised at how affordable and how good they work. So check out that brand, WHOTEEWHO, if you haven't seen it already. If you're new to the show, I'm all about testing out budget-friendly stuff and showing people that they don't have to spend a fortune on things. And that's a perfect example of it. But let's see where we're at on paper. Get it dialed in, right on at 100 yards. And then we'll start stretching it out and having some fun. I got the scope camera on there. After we go further than 100, I'm gonna start using that. But the bad thing about this is heavier recoiling rigs, like a 450 Bushmaster, that takes up about an inch of your eye relief. So I'm gonna do my best not to get a new scar on my eyebrow. But 100 yards, let's see where we're at. Camera's rolling on the target down there. Well, we are just about bullseye, so it's still dead on at 100, I'd say. But just to be super precise with this turret, I'm gonna click it down one, and then I'm gonna reset this turret to 0, and we'll start testing out the dials on this and the drops and holdovers and all that through the scope camera. Be right back. And we'll verify the 100 yard on some steel. Once this turret is realigned, these are the dials for yardages: 150 yards, 200 yards, so on and so forth. So actually a pretty cool system specifically for 450 Bushmaster. Assuming it works, we're gonna find out. All right, so I've wasted about half an hour trying to get this trigger cam to work. This thing has only lasted 2 videos, and even in the second video, it was putting up purple lines inside the image and everything, and now it's just not connecting. It says I have 0 power battery, which is not the case. It has a full battery. And yeah. So my patience is gone with this piece of junk. I do my best to never incorrectly or falsely talk about any piece of equipment, but my show is just keeping it real. Piece of junk. This trigger cam cost me $700. It worked once great in a 350 Legend deer hunt video. Then the second video I used this, it was glitchy and putting purple up on the screen. Now it won't turn off, it won't turn on, it's freezing. I've deleted the app, re-uploaded the app, done everything I can. It's a piece of junk. I don't know if when I hit record on this, it won't even do anything. So it's supposed to give you a preview of the video on your phone, so you know it's recording. But this thing is like a piece of junk. I'm probably going to spend another $700 just because I think it really adds to the video. But trigger cam, you guys got to step up your game. This is a piece of junk. 700 bucks for something that only lasted me 1.5 videos, and you're wasting time of my life. So I thought I could just maybe get this to record internally, but it's just a piece of junk. It's supposed to record when you press the button or when you press record on the phone app, but it's not doing either. So I'm just gonna take this piece of junk off. And unfortunately the video won't be as cool because I really like that scope camera footage. But here's what it is. This thing decided to be a piece of junk today. Here you go. Trigger cam 2.1. I even blacked it out. But yeah, $700 piece of junk right there. Anyways, now it won't even turn off. I'm holding the power button, it won't even turn off. So, piece of junk. Piece of junk. I hate to spend $700 on another one, but the app's still going, and it also kept telling me, you're not authorized to use this product. How so? Piece of junk. I may fool with it later, but my patience is done today with this thing. That being said, I'm still going to do split screen. It's just going to be me here and then the steel targets on the other side, whereas I wanted it to be scope camera and steel targets. Anyways, it'll be almost as cool, but not quite. Let me turn the target camera on. I'm just having a frustrating day today. I forgot to turn this camera on record, so I just hit the piece of steel at 100 twice, but all y'all could see was the target. So this time I'll actually do the split screen. That trigger cam messing up. I don't know about y'all, but $700 is a lot of money to me, just to go to put on you. But here's another one. Hopefully you'll see me and the target 100 yards here. After this, we'll go out to 200. Broke that one slightly left, but hey, we're money at 100 still. Let's go out to 200. Go move that target camera and we'll be right back. All right, so now I got my target camera on 200 yards. The sweat bees keep biting me on my feet. I got flip-flops on today. 200 yards. This is where it would come in handy and be really neato to have the scope camera, because you can see my holdovers. As I twist this lead sled the wrong way. I've got this in my Caldwell lead sled DFT2. But it'd be cool if you could see where my holdover points are through the scope, instead of just having to take my word for it. But we're working with what we got, because the trigger cam, boys, quit working for us. Man, that's an 8-inch gong at 200 yards. It looks pretty small at 200 yards, but let me get the chart back out. I think it said 12.7 inch holdover for this load. Let me verify it. Yep, 12.8 inch holdover at 200. So first I'm gonna do my best. That's an 8-inch plate, so I'm gonna hold a plate and a half high at 200. And we'll just see where it hits using the holdover method with a 9-power scope best I can. So that's an 8-inch plate. I'm gonna hold one plate high and a half. So hard to guess with, this is a duplex reticle, so that's about a half, one. Also 12.8 inches above the center of it, so half, that's 4. We need to be holding about right there. Let's send one and see what happens. Much less precise than dialing for it. And we missed. I didn't stay in the scope, but I think I saw something a little bit high. Now, let's, I missed at 200 trying to hold over. Let's use this dial and dial it for 200. And see what happens. I think I might have been holding too high on that, but I'm gonna hold dead center with this dial. As seen in my previous video where we did the same thing with 350 Legend, dialing is much more better. 200 yards with a big heavy round like this, 260 grainer, that's no small feat. Let's do it again. See how close we hit to the same spot. Also, 9-power scope. Hold dead center. That one was even better hit. Let's do one more, just because this is fun. But even though this scope was made for a 250 grainer at 2,200 feet per second, up to 200, that turret is still working with this Remington stuff. That's a little heavier and a little slower out of this short barrel. But send one more, then we'll stretch it out even further. Hit the same spot on that one. So, man, you get you some good, precise ammo. This Premier stuff is good. I've tested this in quite a few different cartridges. 200 yards all day. I would smoke a whitetail with this setup, that ammo, 200 yards all day. All I did was dial this to 2 for 200. Pop! We're in there. Let's go ahead and jump it out to 300. I've got a more fun target. I've got a deer target. It's a third size, a 33% size deer at 300 yards. And it's going to be dropping, what did we say? over 4 feet. So I don't think I'm gonna try to hold over. I think I'm just gonna dial this for the 3 and send it. Should be fun. Let's go over to 300. I tell you what, today has been a frustrating day. First, the scope camera wasn't working. Now my long range camera got corrupted. So I just spent another hour figuring that out. Come to find out, somehow in the middle of filming, the memory card got corrupted. But it looks like we still have all the footage we needed from that camera, but I found a new camera that the camera does like. So y'all don't care to hear about all this, but I'm just a real dude making real videos and bringing you guys along with me, and that's how I film them. So now we're at 300 yards. Now, don't be confused. If you don't have one of these 450 Bushmaster specific scopes, all this is an MOA scope, and they have pre-etched in the yardages to a specific loading, which is pretty close to the load that I got here. But if you're not one of those people, and I don't have my phone right here that I need, my goodness, be right back. I need it to show you something. All right, so what I was getting at is, most people I understand aren't gonna have this 450 Bushmaster scope, but all I'm doing is dialing this in MOA. So for 200 yards, the MOA dial was 6 essentially. But if you got a mil scope, it'd be 1.77, or you dial it for 1.8 mils. So that's all I'm doing here. Now I'm dialing it all the way up to until I get to the 3, which is a lot of dialing here. What? I ran out of dial. Let me turn it back to where it was on the 2. See, I'm sitting here talking, and I passed the 3. So that should be the 3 there, which was, just out of my own curiosity, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would have been 6 MOA for 200, and then for 300. Man, I'm just getting too complicated. Today's just been a frustrating day. Anyways, you see what I'm trying to say? And there's a bee biting me on the hand. I'm gonna have to finish this video and give up because today's not treating me well. But anyways, here's the chart. MOA mils, inches, holdovers for 450 Bushmaster. I just dialed this for 300. Now let's see if I can hit this 1/3 size deer. Man, that hurt so bad. Bee just stung the mess out of my hand. If I miss, we're blaming it on the bees. Also, let me grab my ears quick. Even though I'm suppressed, it's still 450 Bushmaster. My ears were in my pocket. I'm losing my mind. I'm just gonna have to, I don't know, start doing this stuff earlier in the morning or something. Here we go. Dialed it for 3. Yeah. Let's see what happens. What confused me is this has a 3 on it in 2 different spots, which maybe I'm not doing it right, but we're about to find out. 9 power zooms on that little bitty deer 300 yards away there. See if I can try to stay in the scope and see my miss if I miss something. We gotta really focus on my squeeze here. Ooh, I couldn't tell if that was high or low, but it was close. Like I said, this is calibrated for a different ammo, but it's close. This time I'm gonna hold the top of the deer. It looked like it was close. I saw the dirt fly. Got it. We got it. So that was holding the spine of the deer. With it dialed for 300 on this scope. So, and I hit a little low, hit it about in the leg, so that means I'm gonna hold a little bit higher to get it in that money area there. Got it again, so we're in there. Once you got the dials figured out, it's just as easy as getting them at 100 yards. It's definitely taking a second for that 450 Bushmaster to get there too. Let's send another one while we're here and got it dialed in. That one got him in the neck. Check the cans tight. Yep. Let's send a couple more. That one's right where I wanted it, held slightly higher. Try to get that one right in there again. Hit the same spot. Man, that's fun. Man, let's just do one more. I'm having too much fun. When you get something dialed like this, 450 Bushmaster at 300, it's pretty fun. Essentially, we're aiming over 4 feet high when we're dialing the scope like this. So it's definitely going, oonk, dropping it in there. So when we're holding like that, let me call a hit here. I'm gonna try to hit it right on the, can I say the booty? Let's put one on the booty here. Oh, we hit it midway back. Didn't hold enough over. One more, we gotta do it one more. We're getting this thing hot, but this is fun. I'm gonna have a bunch of 450 Bushmaster brass, that's for sure. One more. Another bee on me. Let's see if we can put one in the noggin. That's a much harder shot. Focus on my squeeze here. Right in the noggin. Hey, I got it. So, we're doing some precision 450 Bushmaster stuff and just having fun. Now that would look a lot better group if I wasn't playing around and doing different holds, but what did I just hit it? 6-7 times in a row. 450 Bushmaster. It's a whole lot of fun. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. I'll pop up the chart here again. Feel free anytime, send me a DM, any platform, whether it's 450 Bushmaster, the dials, how to come up with the load and all this stuff. Absolutely reach out, ask me, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the comments here. I'm happy to help any and every time I can. We saw all the dials. I'll put them up right here. If you got the thing sighted in dead on at 100, here's your dials out to 500 yards. Now, we did it really consistent at 300, and that's a 33% size deer target. So at 300, I'm 1,000% confident I can smoke a deer every time. Now, 300, energy's getting real low down there, so that's riskier and riskier, if you want to say that. I'll leave that up to you guys, but man, 450 Bushmaster is a hammer. Every time I hit a deer with it, it dropped it. But hey, appreciate y'all watching and come along with me on this frustrating technology day. It was still fun though. We ended it there, hitting that steel way out there with 450 Bushmaster. Before I forget, I'm gonna turn this down to 0. So the next time I pick it up, I know it's dialed dead on for 100 yards. But hey, appreciate you watching. Make sure you're subscribed. Stay tuned for more videos. Let me know what cartridge you want to see this type of test next. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one. WHOTEEWHO!